Arsenal have spent over 180 million this summer and strengthened across the board, but even the most beautiful tactics can't guarantee a Premier League title. Here's why Arteta's evolved system may still fall short amidst elite competition. We are now just days away from the start of the new season, and whilst there is huge excitement about Arsenal's summer business, some more measured voices have started to temper expectations. Now that the dust has settled, there is a greater understanding of how the pieces fit together, and it appears that there are still some cogs missing. In this video, we're going to look at 3 reasons why Arsenal's tactics may fall short this season. So stick with me until the end to find out exactly why. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these kinds of insightful tactical analysis. Let's get into it. 1. 2. Rigid in their variability. Over the past 18 months, Mikel Arteta has crafted a hybrid 4-3-3 that pivots seamlessly to a 4-2-3-1 or even a 5-3-2 when needed. This approach mirrors the fluidity of Guardiola's Barcelona and the discipline of Jose's Inter Milan, a blend of possession dominance and pragmatic efficiency that has seen Arsenal concede fewer goals than any other team while scoring freely. And yet, as we saw last season, this structured adaptability can become predictable under intense pressure. Against teams that sit back, they struggle to break down low blocks, relying heavily on set pieces for goals. In fact, BBC analysis suggests that they scored 36% of their league goals via dead ball situations. While this might be an effective strategy, it's a Mourinho-style approach that lacks the unpredictability of open play. Their tactical rigidity and variability can expose them to opposition tactics. As we saw last season, teams like Everton exploited Arsenal's reluctance to change their approach against a low block, frustrating them into making uncharacteristic mistakes. Even when facing teams with similar playing styles, such as Aston Villa, they struggled to find a way through unless they deviated from their game plan. And as the stats show, they did exactly that, shifting to a 4-2-3-1 in the second half. This season, however, will present even tougher challenges. Teams will be more prepared, more focused on exposing this potential weakness in Arsenal's tactics. How the team responds to these challenges will be crucial in determining their ultimate success. Before we move on, make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos. 2. A missing clinical edge up front. Despite intelligent build-up play, Arsenal often lacked a ruthless finisher last season. Their expected goals XG figures were higher than their actual goal tally in several matches. This suggests that they created enough chances but failed to convert them. Havertz, Odegaard and Jesus all underperformed, failing to consistently find the net. Jesus had the worst goal-scoring record of his career, netting only 7 times in the league. Havertz managed just 4. The team's dependence on set pieces for goals points to a lack of clinical edge in open play. Now, with the addition of jurrien, things are looking brighter. His arrival adds a new dimension to Arsenal's attack. Although pre-season hasn't gone as planned due to a hamstring injury, he has shown glimpses of his potential. Nevertheless, the jury is still out on him as he continues to search for his first goal for the club, even when given ample opportunities. As seen in the recent friendly against AS Monaco, he couldn't find the back of the net. Whether he adapts quickly enough remains uncertain. He's undoubtedly talented, but can he deliver under pressure in big games? That's the million-dollar question. 3. A potentially fragile midfield. Arsenal's midfield has undergone significant evolution with the summer departures of Granit Xhaka, Jorginho and Thomas Partey. This trio played pivotal roles last season, providing both defensive stability and creative spark. Replacing them is no easy feat. Zubimendi anchors play and protects the defense, bringing much-needed ball-playing ability and positioning sense. His passing range is impressive, evidenced by his progressive pass completion rate of nearly 60% last season. Alongside him will likely be Norgard, who offers grit and experience, though he's not as technically gifted as Jorginho. Further forward, players like Smith Rowe and Fabio Vieira are expected to inject creativity, but their consistency remains a question mark. The loss of Partey's athleticism and Xhaka's leadership and experience could be detrimental, especially in crucial moments. These new dynamics could take time to gel, and during this integration phase, Arsenal's midfield rhythm might be disrupted. There is also a concern about the team's vulnerability to counterattacks, as the new fullbacks may not be as defensively solid as the previous ones. The absence of Tierney adds to this worry, as he provided both defensive cover and attacking width. If Arsenal can't control the midfield, it could expose their defense, something that could prove costly against the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool who are vulnerable to heavy pressing. Arsenal's high-press hybrid has been effective. It involves triggering the press based on opponent positioning, maintaining a compact shape, and aiming to win the ball back quickly through aggressive tackling and smart positioning. When successful, this creates overloads and isolates defenders, enabling incisive passes into the final third. However, its effectiveness could diminish against elite sides like City and Liverpool. These teams possess the technical quality and tactical intelligence to neutralize Arsenal's pressing triggers. City, for example, can dissect the press with their intricate passing, while Liverpool's intensity could overwhelm Arsenal's midfield, bypassing their defensive line and leaving their defense exposed. 5. Over-reliance on key players. Arsenal's creative flow relies heavily on the guile of Odegaard and the directness of Saka, yet both players have faced injury concerns in recent seasons. Odegaard's absence highlights the team's vulnerability as they lack a midfielder capable of shouldering the creative burden. Saka, too, has shouldered a considerable attacking load. Defenses often focus on containing him, freeing up space for teammates. However, if he faces intense marking or suffers an injury, Arsenal's attacking output could diminish. Adding to this concern is the uncertainty surrounding their left side, the potential departure of Cato and the lack of depth on the left flank raise questions about their creativity and penetration on that side. If Eberechi does join, he could slot in seamlessly, offering pace, trickery and a keen eye for goal. But without him, Arsenal's attacking options on the left appear limited, posing a potential threat to their overall creative output. 6. A lack of depth compared to their rivals. The squad depth at Arsenal pales in comparison to clubs like Manchester City. If key players like Odegaard and Saka face injury or fatigue, the impact on the team could be substantial. Man City, on the other hand, boasts a wealth of creative options. Even when Kevin De Bruyne was absent, they seamlessly transitioned play through Bernardo Silva or Ilkay Gundogan. Such luxury substitutes can turn the tide in big games, something Arsenal currently lacks. And finally, 7. Failing to adapt to countermeasures. Arsenal's dynamic superiority is evident in their play. The inverted fullbacks, half-space rotations and third-man play create overloads and unlock defenses. However, as the season progresses, top managers will devise counter-strategies. Teams will likely focus on man-marking key players, disrupting passing lanes and pressing high to win the ball back quickly. Opponents will exploit the space behind Arsenal's wing-backs and target their centre-halves with long balls. If Arsenal fails to adapt to these tactics, their attacking prowess could be curtailed. And that's a big question mark hanging over their title aspirations. Arsenal's journey this season promises to be both exciting and challenging. The tactical tweaks and new signings have injected freshness into the squad, but they must evolve continuously. With every match, a ruthless streak in front of goal, midfield harmony and creative redundancy will be vital. Can they rise to the challenge? Will the beautiful football be enough to outshine the tactical brilliance of Pep, Klopp and their ilk? Or will the hunger for glory lead to a different outcome? Thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on the video? Let us know in the comments. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.